here, not trusting anybody, looking to the right. Again, this woman behind me, I want to get away from her for sure. Yeah, he just moved. Without dropping the foot, no dropping the foot, now I dropped it. Hey everyone, we're just now entering the city of Niš in southern Serbia, and we're gonna be riding in the city, as I wanted to, as usual, chatter during the ride about my process of thoughts, about how I think during the ride, what I'm mindful about. And I'm expecting more traffic today because it's holidays time. It's good that it's gonna be lots of traffic, so then we're gonna have probably lots of situations. So you always need to take care about your mirrors. So every couple of seconds, the more the better, you throw your eyes onto the mirror and check out what's happening behind you, so you know if that person is in a rush, if that person is keeping the distance. Oh, there is another biker. This is very rare scenario to see in the winter time. For example, here we have lots of parked cars left and right. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping my distance safe, meaning that I'm trying to position myself at the furthest point from both of them. That would be somewhere of the trail of the left tire of the car, so over here, as I want to be able to maneuver if somebody runs in between those parked cars, left or right. If the kid or a grown-up person, doesn't matter, or the dog, cat, I have the space to maneuver. Like now, as I'm slowing down, always I'm seeing the traffic in front of me. I'm trying to pay attention to my mirrors, as I was saying, and to check if somebody is slowing down also. And how I'm gonna be able to react is that I'm covering the rear brake with my foot, and also you should develop the habit of putting those two fingers on the front brake. So that's what I'm trying to do, because that will actually decrease the braking time by around estimately 0.5 seconds. Depends, of course, on the situation and how quick you are, how quick of a cowboy you are. But yeah, it's always a good idea to cover the brakes, because then you will be really in more control over the situation. Of course, when there is lots of traffic like today, the stress of the drivers is increased, so the possibility of stupid things happening is high. So that's what you need to be mindful. You cannot expect them to be totally sane, because they're waiting so much in the line. Usually what I'm doing is I don't actually wait like this, I'm going around them. But as I'm now focused on this part of the story, I will not do that. I will probably do it a bit later. To be honest, you see now what's happening. That's just what I was saying. It's total stupidity what he did, and you as a motorcycle rider, you're always dependent on the others. Now, for example, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check my dead spot. I'm gonna position myself in the center of the lane, not going too fast like those guys on the YouTube that are doing some kamikaze stuff, because you don't know if somebody, like I said, is gonna run between the cars or maybe open the door or whatever. So you're trying to predict those things by keeping your distance, and also covering the brakes. So let's go left. As I'm approaching the intersection, I'm lowering my gears down, as I did right now. Why? Because the engine braking is more pronounced. Engine braking is stronger in lower gears. Yeah. He didn't even say sorry. So keeping the distance from anything, any object, vehicle, person, whatever that can cause you harm at this moment. So you're not thinking like 5 steps ahead, you're thinking about this moment. This is the danger left, so I'm checking him with my eyesight, checking the front wheel. The front wheel will tell you everything. The front wheel will tell you if that person is making switching the lane or whatever. You should put it in a first gear as you're stopping. So as I said, always check what's happening behind you. And as you're slowing down, you're monitoring the mirrors, left, right, checking what's happening around you. When you stop, you want to stop so that you have the escape route. What I did right now, I positioned myself to the right tire of the car in front so that I can escape if somebody is approaching fast behind me, if I'm noticing he cannot stop for whatever reason. So like for example right now, I will be stopping like this and monitoring the mirror to see if somebody behind me is stopping. So if he is not stopping, I'm gonna go squeezing between those cars, and so I'm avoiding him to crash me. He can crash that car, I don't care about that. That person is gonna be fine, but my back would not be fine. So you always want to actually have this backup plan, plan B, escape plan. That's gonna lead you to safety. I need to lower this visor a bit. When I want to switch lane, I'm always checking my dead spot. So every couple of seconds checking the mirrors, and whenever you want to switch the lane, even if you want to switch the position in your lane, like for example I want to go from the right side of my lane to the left side of my lane, you should check the dead spot. Again, why? Because there is motorcycle riders, and unfortunately lots of motorcycle riders are not well educated and they don't invest in that, and they are not so experienced, so somebody might want to overtake you in your lane. Like now I'm approaching the intersection and this car, there's more cars on the right than on the left. So this guy that I was overtaking at the moment, as I was saying now, it was not a guy, it was a woman. That woman actually switched the lane behind me. So what I wanted to say previously is, like, if there is more cars on the right or on the other lane than mine, there is possibility that the person next to me that I'm overtaking at the moment oh! Oh my god, she did not even look at me. This is this is now what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying right now, right here. She did not even notice me. Gospođo, jeste me videli? Pa zamalo da mu udarite za uliko. Oh my god. She did not even hear any of those honkings of mine. Amazing. So that's what I was saying. So there is more cars on one side, less on the other. So there is possibility that the cars will want to move to the lane there is less cars. So if you're overtaking the car in the lane where there's more cars, there is high chances that he will just want to go to the other lane. So you always need, like over here for example, there's chances that this person wants now to move to the right because there was more space on the right. So you need to think ahead, you need to think how they are thinking, like you need to know your enemy, how they say in movies. I'm slowing down, braking and checking if this, again this woman behind me, I want to get away from her for sure. What she did is she approached the intersection and she was just looking left. I mean, not intersection, the roundabout. She wanted to see if there is somebody coming from the left. She did not even check if I moved in front of her, if I went forward, if I had a space to move. So actually, if I was positioned a couple of centimeters to the left, she would hit me. So yeah, if it's possible, avoid riding in the rush hours when there's a holiday day or something. And now I'm accessing his dead spot, so I don't want to be here. So I'm gonna be slowing down because I don't have the space to actually come in front of him, because if I try to do that, I would be hitting this car in front. So you don't want to be in anybody's dead spot. If that's possible, don't ever be in a dead spot. So if you want to overtake somebody, approach it. And how I do it, let's see if I have some situation to explain. I'm actually trying to see if that person is aware of me. How I do it, I'm checking the center mirror of the car, and I'm checking the side mirror of the car to see if that person is looking at me. And then I'm also approaching to overtake. I'm checking what the front tire is doing. I'm checking if that person is giving the turn signal, and still checking the mirrors to try and see if that person is looking at me. So you need to like monitor it like you're a spider, like you have I don't know how many eyes. Now what I did, I positioned myself to the left. Why? Because there is more chances I'm gonna get injured on the right. And why is that? Because this lane is empty on the right, this lane is full on the left. So somebody would need to for sure brake if they approach from the left side. So I'm positioning myself to the left, not to the right, because there's higher chances that somebody will approach from the right with a higher speed. Now I did what I was telling about the overtake. Again, I'm monitoring if he sees me, and actually he saw me, I think, in the mirror. Now I'm in his dead spot. I'm moving to the left to avoid if he tries to switch the lane. I'm stopped, and I don't even look anymore to the left. I'm looking to the right and looking what's happening behind me. Here, not trusting anybody, looking to the right. Another thing is that this is the area of school, and right now I can do this. I can decelerate, like I'm going quite slowly. You see the bus was actually driving much faster than me. So what I'm saying is that the culture in Serbia again has bad habits with this. So if they see the traffic sign for the schools area, they will not slow down enough. So if they were riding like driving 60, 50, they will not drop it to 30. And if I do it as a motorcycle rider, I'm in danger, you know, because I'm actually, it's like I'm suffocating the traffic. I'm not letting them drive their tempo. So there is even higher chances of even chain crash. So I need to be split in between being humane, being sane, slowing down when there is school sign, and at the same time taking care about myself, my own safety. So it's quite, you know, when you analyze the riding, it's not as easy as some people think. You know, you go and you pass your exam, your driver's exam, and you know you are the king of the road, like you are two wheels master. It's not like this. When you pass the exam, that's like 2 to 3% of what you need to know, if even that. If you really want to be the proper rider and to be safe, you can never be 100% safe. Maybe to decrease those chances to like actually be 98% of a safe rider, because there's situations where no matter how good you are, people can injure you. Like if the person is coming in oncoming lane and he just was very tired that day and he just falls asleep, and then out of a sudden he's in your lane, if you get me. So that's why I can never teach anybody how to be 100% sure. That's a lie. But I can teach somebody how to be quite safe, much more safe than he or she would be in a common way, like I passed my exam and now I ride. That's a bullshit. That's a pure bullshit. Park cars on the right, and there is intersection. I'm dropping the gears down and ready to brake. My foot is on the rear brake, expecting them not to give the turn signals, like for example this guy over here. So I'm moving to the left and I'm positioned in a more safe area. There's nothing on the left that can injure me. There's things on the right, so I'm monitoring more the right side. She is confused. Actually, I found myself practicing this slowing down without dropping my foot on the ground, and that's fun and nice. But as you're doing that, you would probably need to move the handlebar like I'm doing right now, and that prevents you if you're trying it too much. So if you're trying really as you're going quite slow, like I'm doing right now, without dropping the foot, no dropping the foot, now I dropped it. What I want to say is, you're practicing like this, you know, you're cool, and that's a nice skill to have, but it's not always beneficial, because as you're doing it, you're putting yourself at risk of not seeing what's happening behind you. If that person, again, as I was saying, is slowing down, because you're pushing your handlebar left, right, and you don't see what's happening. Mirrors and checking that spot is your best friend. Covering the brakes is your best friend. Not in the dead spot, not in the dead spot. Yeah, he just moved. Now he's raising the hand to say he's sorry. So now again I put it in neutral and not put in the gear. So as I was saying, nobody is perfect and I'm not perfect. I'm just trying to create those habits of being better, and this is actually something I'm still working on, because I'm lazy, you know, I'm lazy to hold the clutch, so I just put it in neutral. And sometimes, like I said, it's okay when there is nobody behind you, maybe. My actually goal today was to reach the wash station and to wash my bike, because it's quite dirty. You're gonna see when we stop. Making mistakes in a traffic is a human thing to do. That means, as you as a human, you're gonna make mistakes. But if your riding, if your speed is adapted to the traffic conditions, to the weather conditions, you're most likely be fine. And even if something happens, usually it's gonna be, you know, not problematic. But you need to learn from those mistakes. That's the thing, that's the fact. And be focused on the riding so you can correct yourself when you make mistakes. There is a washing station. I'm gonna show you how the bike looks like after a couple of days of riding in these snowy conditions. Yeah, I just cleaned the headlight, because that's another important thing. If your bike is dirty, it's okay for the ride, but you should make sure your signalization is clear, because that's gonna increase your visibility. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found something useful from all of this information. See you in the next one. Bye bye.